Hey, what's up, guys? This is Akita Letitia here with Couples Connect. Hey guys, so this week we wanted to do something a little different. We had received some feedback from our followers, some questions they asked, and we wanted to call this segment Ask the Grays. Ask us your questions, and we'll try to give you our best answers to them. But for this week, we had two questions that we wanted to answer. One was, I was having a conversation with someone, and they had a conversation with their significant other, and they said, I know you love me, but do you like me? And I was like, what? Like, that was just so crazy to me to think about, because you can love someone, but you may not necessarily like them in that moment or feel that person, when you need your space. So they wanted to know, I know you love me, but do you like me? What do you think about that?
So I definitely think that you cannot like things that people do. Like, you cannot like certain behaviors. I cannot like the way that you responded to me, or but I think that I can love you and not like things about you. But I think, like, if I don't like you as a person, I just think that's a problem.
Yeah.
I
mean, especially because you got to think about it too. Like, what if you're dating, you know what I mean? It's one thing. But if you're married and you feel like you don't like a person, like, what? Like, how do you deal with that? Why are you married
if you don't like the person? Like,
yeah.
How's that going to work?
But how do you know?
I see you every day and I don't like you.
How do you know?
You know if you like somebody.
I mean, yeah, but we change. You know what I mean? We grow, we evolve, we change, we form into different types of people.
Like, you might not be the same way that you were
10 years ago or 20 years ago. And what if the person that you've turned into, that other person just
that happens. That's why people begin to. When
Divorces,
you see like the older couples that have been married for like a long time.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
And they're like,
67 years old and they're getting divorces. And
I think that love is a decision.
Yeah.
And a choice. And if you've made the choice to love someone, you there are actions that follow. There's stuff that follows with that. And so, but I guess, like, to go back to the question, have you not liked me? What do you think? You asking me, what do you think? What do you think?
I think not liking somebody, or I think it's not necessarily not liking that person, but as a whole, but you can maybe not like who they're turning into, or like who they are right now. It doesn't mean that they're going to be that way forever. Because what if what if you're married to somebody who turns into, an abuser, or turns into an alcoholic, or turns into a drug addict, or, turns into a gambler? It doesn't mean that, those are bad people. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but sometimes we make choices that could hurt ourselves and other people.
Right.
So if that is the case, you may not like who they're becoming.
Right, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I think
what do you do?
I mean, I don't know. I would just say that you would always try to help that person get to where they can be. You know what I mean? Whether if it's getting help, or if it's something drastic like that, where somebody's, got gambling problems or drug problems, something like that. You definitely want to get them help. But if it's just like something that is annoying you, if it's something that's annoying you, maybe you need like a few hours away from that person.
And I think you need a perspective change. Yeah. Especially like if you're like already married, and so you're talking about like years later you're kind of evolving into somebody different. I think that you want to make sure that you're highlighting and focusing on the things that you do like, to kind of help overshadow the stuff that you don't.
Yeah. And also you got to think about it too. Maybe it's in most cases, it's like you said, it's not about them not liking you, but maybe finding out, digging deeper about what it is specifically that they don't like. You know,
right.
maybe it's not that they don't like you, but they don't like the fact that you're always out the house.
Right.
Or you don't talk to them, or
so it's like certain things. Like that's what I mean. Like not like you know, people have said that they don't necessarily like somebody has said that they don't like me. But that's okay because we're not married. But that's
right.
okay. But you still are called to love me as a human being,
right?
As a human person. And so I think with that love comes like a certain level of respect, comes like a certain level of treatment. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I think that if you go through a season where you don't necessarily like the person you're married to, there's still a certain level or way that you're going to operate in love for that person.
Yeah,
that's what.
Because I mean, think about it. Like you'll go to work and your boss may say something that you don't like, or you may just not even like your boss at all. You may not like your boss, how they manage or whatever, but you still got to do your job. You still got to respect them. You can't just curse them out and expect to be employed the next day. Like you're still going to do what you need to do.
Right.
And marriage is the same way. I mean, it takes work. It's not a job per se, but it takes work. And you got to look past your feelings. I feel like not liking somebody or liking or not feeling them. Maybe you just don't feel them. That's an emotion.
That's what I say. Liking is a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
Loving is an action.
Loving is an action.
Wait. I was gonna say
you're gonna quote that.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna quote that. and that love takes it past how you feel.
Right.
It takes it past the moment that you're in, because even our feelings can lie to us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you could call your boo, they don't answer. You mad because you thinking all this other stuff happening, and they could be like, "Oh, I just got into a car accident."
Right.
I think there are moments where you feel like, like you're not feeling that person right now, but like you said, it's not necessarily that I don't like you,
right?
But maybe something I just need some space on, or I need some time to think about,
right?
But I think we're all, I'm always gonna love you. You're always gonna be my boo. You know what I mean?
But I might not like you.
But I might not like you right now, so you better go on your side. No, I'm just kidding.
For a lot of right now.
I mean, we all have ups and downs. Everybody always got their ups and downs, and I think that's where the love. If I were to depend on how I felt alone to sustain our marriage, then we would not be in a healthy place.
So if you say, can you love someone and not like them? The answer is yes.
I'll go with it.
It's yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's understanding what liking someone really entails versus what loving somebody really entails, and then choosing which side of that coin you want to be on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And y'all better have your notebooks. Y'all got your notebooks?
Dropping them.
She's spitting gems out there. She's spitting gems. And I think too, really being clear about what it is. I think just to generalize it and say I don't like you as a person as a whole really speaks to the soul and the character of a person.
And that's hurtful.
Which is not fair. Yeah. I think if you're specific and you're clear about what it is you don't like about the person, that's easier to take in. Yeah. And it's easier to change. If you say, I don't like you, how do I change me? Right. You know what I mean? Right. I can't change me. But if there's a habit, if there's a way that I do things that you don't like, I can change those things,
right.
A behavior, etc., all that stuff.
Yeah, so like word choices. You shouldn't be, like if you're in a relationship, you should not be like, I don't like you should not be a part, like question that. Like if that is
like, what do you mean you don't like thinking, me?
Then you might want to question that.
Right.
Because that's like you said, that's like speaking to the core of a person. That's like hurtful.
And you can't. That's one of the things you never want to attack the character of a person. You never want to talk about things that that person can't change, like maybe the way a person looks, genetics, like those type of things you never want to attack because they can't change that about themselves. But those habits, those the characteristics that can be changed, you can definitely be honest about that and say that you don't like that part about them. And I think it's too, if you don't like it, then, be willing to be a part of helping that person change, and not just be like throwing your hands up. And I mean, if you don't want to be in a relationship, then then you out. But, if you want to stick it through, especially if you're married, you guys are both in it together. So you don't want to leave them by themselves. You want to definitely bring something to the table to help.
Yeah. So what was the next one? Because we had two, right?
Oh, yes. So the second one is another question we had from a woman who was dating somebody online, right? And so she was dating them online. They got serious, were really, really feeling each other. And it got to the point where they agreed to meet up. They were going to meet up. So I think the guy was going to fly down. He was going to drive down to meet with her. And the moment that they, got to the point where they were solidifying, getting plane tickets or whatever, he backed out. He backed out of the deal. And not only did he back out of coming to visit her, but he decided, I want to back out of the whole relationship altogether. So her question was, do I pursue? Do I find out, if it was something that I can change or just forget about it and say, cut my losses? So what do you think?
Deuces. I'm thinking,
she gone.
Yeah,
She's gone.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
we did all this planning and stuff. Like, number one, I think, like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
Number two, why would you be wasting my time? Number three, really? I don't know. My first gut is just kind of like, don't nobody have time for that. Like, you don't know what you want to do, then I'm not the one for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a few red flags in there. Like, one, it's not like you were just like, you know what, I'm a little nervous about coming down there, maybe we should postpone it, or you know what I mean, I'm having second thoughts about it, but you want to back out of the whole relationship altogether. Yeah. Like, that's just like a red flag to me. And then she also said that she reached out to a mutual friend they had, and the mutual friend said that it was because he had been burned in a previous relationship.
How'd she know?
The mutual friend?
I'm just now thinking about this. Like,
I think it might have been a guy, but
okay,
the mutual friend. But
right.
I mean, it's still a valid question. How does that person know?
How does that person know and you don't know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why did he tell you?
Right,
girl.
Right, just kind of leaving you out to dry with your own perception of why he doesn't want to. And I don't know. I personally think that he's letting you know kind of like where you guys stand. And I think you should just cut your losses. I think you should just move on. He may not just be meant for you. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. And sometimes we can get into the place where, we don't like rejection. We don't like to be rejected. And we try to investigate. We try to solve the crime. I don't want to go there because I don't have any gas money. Well, let me give you some gas money.
Or maybe it was because, or maybe I should have did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, or somebody burnt me in my past relationship. Well, I'm different. I won't be that same way.
Let me just text one more time.
Is there anything I can do? Like, don't do all that. Don't do all that. If he's
go with your gut.
Yeah, go with your gut. If he's doing this now in the beginning of the relationship, could you imagine if you guys get serious, or even if you got married and he's like, I don't know if I want to do this whole marriage thing. Like, you know what I mean? You got to take people for what they give you. Mm-hmm. I definitely wouldn't, try to figure out what's going on. If he wants you, men are hunters. We hunt. We say we want something, we're going to go get it. And we're going to be persistent about it until we do get it. So I think that's the complete opposite from that.
And I think I wouldn't see it as like Akita said, like, I wouldn't see it as like he doesn't like you. Mm-hmm. I would just see it as he is not valuing you the way that he should. I mean, just even from him not even really, like, that's
being
a cop
vocal.
Out. Yeah.
Like, so not even telling you
just
why.
Tell me. Like, if this not working for you, if you trying to, then just tell me.
Yep.
And so I think,
for the slight chance, maybe that this is true. Maybe that he was burnt and he's kind of scared and he doesn't want to get hurt again. Even if that, why are you laughing?
Because I'm just like, in my mind, I've never experienced, I've just like, I don't know.
Even if that was the case, for someone to not be able to articulate that to you and communicate that to you, I don't think would be in a space where you guys would have a healthy relationship. Because, clearly he has something he needs to work on with his emotions, his feelings, and in articulating and communicating how he feels.
Right.
You are clearly in a space where you do communicate and you and you are able to express your feelings. So you need somebody to be on the same level with you mentally and emotionally.
Right.
He doesn't seem like he's there.
And you need to clear that space.
Yeah.
So you can make room
for somebody
for
who
person,
is.
right,
Yep.
Who
for somebody
will do
who
that
is.
for you.
And there is a lot out there. There's a lot out there. You know, and you know, it's not like that person was the only one for you.
Right.
That was not the case. So.
But now, do you think that virtual relationships work?
I've never had a virtual relationship. I've never had a long did I? No, I've never had a long distance relationship, so I can imagine that it's very difficult. I probably would not have lasted in one because I'm a people person and I like to be around people, so it wouldn't have worked out with me. But you know, it takes a special type of person to stick it out with a virtual relationship. You know, like y'all really got to be feeling each other, especially like if y'all not creeping around.
At some point though, you're gonna have to, like, you know, connect.
Yeah,
I think at some point you're gonna.
Oh, of course. Like you're not gonna get married on Zoom and just be like.
I don't know. Has anybody got married on Zoom before?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'm sure it has happened.
I'm sure it has.
I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, at some point you're gonna have to connect and see if y'all vibe and whatnot. But I've never. Have you ever been in a virtual relationship?
Not virtual, because all this wasn't happening when I was dating, like virtual stuff. But I've been in like long term where you like writing like letters, long distance I should say, and then you send in the letters back and all this stuff. But
that was the original DM. That was the original DM was writing a letter.
Pass that note down there to Miss Johnson classroom. So no.
It's like you open the letter like, hey, you up? And then you gotta respond. You're like, hey, big head. No.
But I do know people who have met online and have gotten married, but they connected prior to getting married and they live together. So it's not a long distance marriage. So
I will say that if you are in a long distance relationship and you guys are like committed to each other, you're faithful to each other, then that is like, you know, that's like on a higher level.
I mean, if he's actually
dedication,
catching the plane and coming, and you can like, I mean, I don't think.
Well, you know, people do stuff when they in that puppy love stage.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't even get on the plane, so
he was like,
nah. That's not gonna work.
Maybe he's afraid of flying. I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe he's afraid of flying.
He should have known that before he even.
Before you agreed on it. But and you know. Like I said, what threw me off is that he just wanted to back out of the relationship altogether. Like, I don't know. And it makes sense to me. But to each his own. I think you should just move on. Don't try to solve the case. Case closed. And,
let it go.
Let it go. You will find somebody else online or in person. And you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Yeah. So, you guys, please comment. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
Let
him go.
Look, comment. Let us know. Did you guys ever meet? Did you meet your loved one online? Are you dating online? Do you think it works?
Yeah.
Not work. And also the other one. I know you love me, but do you like me? Have you ever found yourself in that same place where you you know, didn't like someone, but you knew you loved them, or you weren't feeling them at the moment?
What y'all do?
Yeah, how you get out of it, how you work it out. Did you work it out? Drop your comments. Let us know. We will see you guys next week with Couples Connect.